Hey traders, welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for another daily market recap. Today is Wednesday, December 9th, and in today's video, we're going to discuss Facebook being charged with antitrust lawsuits from the FTC and multiple states. And we got a lot of news and articles to cover actually today, so we'll go over some news and events, and then we'll look at some charting. But before we jump into today's content, make sure to hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future updates. So we did have some new news that just came in earlier here into the end of the day, just a few minutes ago, actually. 17 states tell Supreme Court that they support Texas bid to reverse Biden win. So 17 states told the Supreme Court that they support an effort by Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton to sue to effectively reverse President-elect Joe Biden's projected win in the Electoral College. The filing came a day after Paxton asked Supreme Court for permission to sue Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin over their election results, which Biden won in all instances. President Donald Trump defeated Biden in popular vote of the states supporting Paxton's bid. So the filing by the states came a day after, yada, 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 already said that. So President Donald Trump defeated, representatives for the four battleground states being targeted in the lawsuit did not immediately respond to CNBC's request for comment. Maryland Attorney General Brian Frosch, whose state overwhelmingly voted Biden over Trump, said in a scornful tweet that Maryland would not join Paxton's case after someone on Twitter suggested he should do so. Sued as cesspool of disproved charges, wild speculation, insupportable arguments, and silly gibberish, Frosch tweeted. Joe Biden is the president-elect. So not really gaining much momentum across the board, but we'll see if there's any development on that one. Hunter Biden also under federal investigation over taxes. So maybe Trump's accusations were not so wild after all. We'll continue to check back in on that. We have Dow falling more than 100 points as tech drops push stocks off record highs. Stimulus talks also hit a snag. So they Democrats reject White House proposal after McConnell punts. So essentially, the president's proposal starts by cutting the unemployment insurance proposal being discussed by bipartisan members of the House and Senate from $180 billion to $40 billion, and Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer just said that was unacceptable. So we're hitting a standstill with time running out. So we'll continue to check back on that as well. Stocks rise, bonds drops in hopes of a stimulus deal. We saw an allergy warning for the Pfizer cure after the UK health workers advised of allergy history suffer reaction. So not entirely positive there in terms of the cure being rolled out. We saw that the Supreme Court rejects Republican bid to overturn Biden's Pennsylvania win. So a little bit on the contrary there compared to the article that we saw about 17 states trying to get the reversal on the Biden victory. So as the title of the video suggests, FTC and several states launch antitrust lawsuits against Facebook. So they are now facing, no pun intended, legal challenge on antitrust grounds. Facebook first disclosed the Federal Trade Commission was investigating its business in July 2019, shortly after a group of state attorney generals announced their own investigation into Facebook over competition matters. So this wasn't new. We knew this was happening in the summertime when Amazon, Facebook, Google, Apple all met in front of the Congress, and they were under that that investigation and the hearing that they had. I think it was about like a 12-hour hearing. So Facebook now faces a legal challenge alleging anti-competitive practices. Facebook first disclosed it was under investigation in July 2019. A coalition led by New York's Letitia James announced a probe into the business shortly after. Facebook has faced accelerating scrutiny around both its handling of the user data and competition practices since 2017. So just essentially how they are handling customer data and obviously buying up Instagram and just, basically squashing any of their competition. The FTC settled with Facebook for $5 billion last year after probing its data practices, which tech hawks in Congress criticized as a slap on the wrist for Facebook. It represented only about 9% of Facebook's 2018 revenue. So you can check that out on your own terms, but we'll continue to monitor and check back on that one as well. We also saw that Alberta is shutting down firms, bans gatherings indoors and outdoors, and as they try to quell the outbreak. So a lot of casinos. So we'll just take a look here. Largest oil producing province announced strict limits on businesses and social events. All social gatherings, outdoor ones even, will be banned for at least 4 weeks starting Sunday, and masks will be required in all indoor areas. Premier Jason Kenney said during a press conference, casinos, gyms, nail hair salons, and entertainment facilities will be forced to close. Bars and restaurants will be restricted to takeout and delivery orders. So 15 retail stores, malls, religious houses will be limited to 15% capacity. People will be required to work from home unless their physical presence is required at the work site. So it looks like going back into lockdown. We'll see if the US starts to follow suit as well, but not what we want to see as cases are ramping up. DoorDash skyrockets 80% in market debut, opening at $182 per share. And we'll take a look at the chart on that in a second, see where it cooled down at. Shares of DoorDash, leading food delivery app, surged in its market debut. The company priced its shares at $102 a piece Tuesday night. Wow. So congrats to the bulls who got in early on that one. GM's Cruise begins testing autonomous vehicles without human drivers in San Francisco. And I did a video on this earlier today, but you can check that out for more in-depth analysis on Canopy growth. I did some technical analysis and some overall dissecting of this article, but essentially they're going to be ceasing operations in multiple sites across Canada. We saw Mexican Congress delays marijuana bill debate, pushing approval into 2021. Ontario to license cannabis stores faster as authorizations surpass 300. And we saw that Canadian cannabis retailer High Tide seeks NASDAQ listing. So that's where we stand. We also have Airbnb shares expected to begin trading on the NASDAQ tomorrow, December 10th. So we'll check back tomorrow for an update on that, and we'll see where the shares open up. I'm just basically sitting on the sidelines and waiting for some price discovery and some support and resistance levels to be established. So we'll look at some charting real quick here. So we did have a weekday in SPY today, QQQ down over 2.2%. So led the decline there. Crypto sold off as well. We saw everything selling off simultaneously. And now you can see crypto starting to do its own thing. I actually took a position on XRP. I entered here on this. So I didn't get to enter at the consolidation as I was sound asleep last night, but would have liked to enter on that 50-cent test, but didn't want to set a buy order because I just didn't want to not be in control of the trade. But essentially, I looked to re-enter and redeem myself here on this entry at 54 cents, looking for the hourly higher low. And it looks like that new hourly higher low now is set here at around 53.9 cents. So sitting, I'm up about 10% on that, almost 10% on that position now. So sitting very comfortably on that one. I was going to scale in multiple orders, but by the way the bulls are charging here now, I may not get an entry for that second order, but we'll see. And taking a look at the daily chart on Bitcoin. So we broke out of that daily equilibrium bearish. We lost EMA 26, but we are looking to close above that. Still got about 2 hours and 46 minutes left in this daily candle. We also lost the uptrend support line. So we need to be looking for a bear break. So that's where we stand on Bitcoin. Taking a look, actually just one last thing I wanted to highlight here on Bitcoin. We could be looking at a potential weekly bull flag as well. So if we don't see much consolidation, we don't have any weekly higher lows on the weekly chart. Let me just get rid of those lines. We don't have any weekly higher low from all the way down at 9,800. So we could easily pull back to 15 or 13K here if we see meaningful weekly consolidation. But if this is all we get, we've already changed the hourly trend back in favor of the bulls and XRP. So it's really going to depend on 18,529 on Bitcoin. If we can change that hourly trend, that'll be step number one. Then we'll look to the 4 hour. If we could change the 4 hour trend, then we'll be confident that the daily low is in for now. And we'll look up to resistance at 19,915. But again, if we can change the hourly trend, that decreases the odds that we see more significant weekly consolidation. And we could potentially be looking at a weekly bull flag. So that's where we stand on Bitcoin. I'll just take a quick look actually at Ethereum, I want to see if it changed its hourly trend. The more names that change their hourly trend, the better. So 577.45 was the trend or the level to break. We hit 578.67. So we did break that, but we didn't get confirmed follow through. Could be a bit of an hourly cup and handle here as well. But we did change the hourly trend, but we need that follow through. LTC getting close to doing it. So Litecoin, XLM already changed it. XRP already changed it. So XRP definitely standing out as one of the stronger names. So looking at SPY here on the daily, so obviously we had consolidation on the daily time frame. It could still potentially be a daily bull flag as well, holding EMA 12 there as support. And we don't have any daily high or low from all the way back here at, we had a mini one here at 359.17. We also have EMA 26 support at 359.39 if we do lose EMA 12 going into tomorrow. But essentially still a daily bull flag on watch. QQQ held EMA 12, closed right on that. So not the most bearish close ever, but we could potentially look to test EMA 26 at 295.94 tomorrow. And we did have a mini daily high or low here at 294.78 would be the next range to be watching on that. So that's where we stand. The dollar trying to get its bounce going still, but again, still potential daily bear flag at this point, and EMA 12 right there as well, acting as resistance, which has been acting as resistance since all the way back in the beginning of November. So that would be obviously very, very interesting to see that. I'd be very interested in a dollar bounce if we can get above EMA 12, and that's going to be the line in the sand level right there going into the rest of the week and the rest of the month and year. So we'll just skip through some of this. We'll look at the notable losers. So TAN solar sector ETF down almost 5%. Maybe that has to do with the reversing of Biden's wins and some narrative around that subject. Obviously, he's favorable for the solar sector. So not surprising that we've seen that down today. SMH Semiconductors was hit the hardest today, down over 3%. Then we had QQQ down 2.26%. And on the bull list, we had VIX up almost 10% today, double digits. And we had XHB and XLE, so the home builders ETF and the energy sector led the way. But still almost close flat on the day, up. Let's just take a look at XLE, so 0.22%. So not really much of a move there, but definitely holding up the best compared to its peers. And oil, daily consolidation still underway, have EMA 12 there as well. And I highlighted this in my video yesterday. So we said that silver was stronger, but we needed to start looking out for a potential top here as we were approaching that weekly support line, which we lost on gold. That was a red flag for silver as well, was that we could potentially see some consolidation on silver. Then we got that, but it held its weekly support. So it changed the weekly trend into higher low and higher high, then lost the weekly uptrend. That was a red flag. Gold lost its support on the weekly. That was red flag number 2. But then we had silver hold weekly support here on this pullback. So if you were a bull wanting to go long metals, then I would have definitely suggested picking silver as it held weekly support. But yesterday I said it's time to be cautious as we are at that weekly descend, or at that weekly sloping resistance line from the descending triangle. And sure enough, that's when we started to pull back, and gold starting to pull back here at this previous support now acting as resistance. I said watch out for weekly lower highs. We had EMA 12 resistance there as well. And look where we pulled back. And again, look where we pulled back on silver, right at that red sloping resistance line from the weekly descending triangle. So technical analysis can come in handy from time to time, and you know just what to be on the lookout for and when. And again, all we were expecting as a result of this weekly pullback and then bounce was a potential weekly lower high being set because of how much we pulled back. So that's where we stand. We'll take a look at Facebook here on the daily. Since we did have that news, new news come out, we did have a daily loss of a daily uptrend and a confirmed downtrend. So you can see we had a low, high, higher, low, higher, high, daily uptrend, then into a higher low, lower high, lower low. We are now in a confirmed daily downtrend. So Facebook, one of the weaker tech names, monthly inside bar on watch as well. And just taking a look at the weekly, it is holding EMA 12. So if we do lose 260, that'll be notable. And then we'll look down to EMA 26 support on the weekly there at, sorry, if we lose 273, that'll be notable from EMA 12. And then we'll look down to 260 at EMA 26. So daily confirmed downtrend. And we do have weekly support here at 257.34 and then nothing until 244.13. That was the last clear pivot level. So if we do see significant weekly consolidation, we have this weekly inside bar as well. So resistance at 291.78 and support at 271.01. We held that today. And taking a look at the hourly chart, so hourly downtrend as well. Could be a potential hourly bear flag. And the 15-minute, did we change? No, we didn't. We're still looking to change the 15-minute trend. So on the 5-minute and at the end of the day, we didn't change that trend either. We did have a mini higher low here, but I wouldn't consider that enough of the pullback. Consider this all the same move. But we are looking to establish a higher low compared to 271.77. Need to break 279.85 to be confident that the 5-minute uptrend has changed in favor of the bulls. So that's where we stand on Facebook. And I want to bring up Dash here. So we closed at 189.51 after opening the day at, says it, so it opened here at 1, so they priced that at 102. It opened at 182 and hit a high of 195.50. So we'll wait to get some ranges and some support levels established. On the 2-minute, you can see here that we had a huge bull move into the end of the day. But we'll continue to monitor. We'll check back in on that. We have Airbnb IPOing tomorrow as well. And taking a look at the notable losers, Riot was down over 10%, not surprising with the market, and crypto consolidating overnight. And CWeb, Tesla down over 6%, almost 7% there, down to 604. Zoom down over 6%. Docu Shop down as well. On the bull list, we had Uber. Saw a cool thing out about Uber today. They were offering package delivery, so you can send packages pretty soon through Uber. Thought that was pretty cool. Obviously, there's going to be requirements and that type of thing. But that's pretty much where we stand. Apple down 2%. Amazon down over 2%. Microsoft down almost 2%. So pretty red day across the board for the most part. Oops. So we'll take a look at Finviz here. Let's take a look at the heat maps. You can see everything pretty much red across the board. Taking a look at Canadian MJ. So CGC again did have that negative news, but you can check out that video that I did earlier today for some in-depth charting and technical analysis. But we did, just a quick summary, we did hold support here, daily support at 26.56. So the support at 26.75 was the low today. That held. And if we do break that level, then we confirm a daily downtrend, and we'll look to EMA 26 there at 25.43 as the next potential bounce zone. So Hexo closing down at 98 cents, currently 99 cents after hours. We had that daily inside bar bear break, and we lost the uptrend there as well, the uptrend line. So if we do see more consolidation tomorrow, we could look to potential bounce point of the 90-cent region. But we need to change that hourly trend. We didn't change the hourly trend back. Well, we had a mini higher low and higher high here, but we had a double bottom here at 95 cents as well today. So there was a nice trade to be held. So we did change the hourly trend, and a bit of a red flag that we couldn't get over 105. And in my opinion, it wasn't enough of a pivot point. I mentioned it in the group, in the community. And I said it wasn't a very clear trend change. I mentioned it in, I believe I mentioned it in my video as well today, or yesterday, that the level to break was 105. And we just kept rejecting at the high of the previous day. We still haven't breached the high of the previous day. So today, when we didn't breach 104, that was a red flag. And then we really needed to form this higher low and break above 105. So I think it's being pinned. They're trying to keep this down, I think, and accumulate as much as they can into earnings on Monday, pre-market. But again, I think it's being manipulated and they're trying to close it around $1. And my biggest concern is if we see weekly consolidation and significant consolidation on SPY, that could obviously bring Hexo down to the potential 90-cent level or 85-cent level. We did have that daily equilibrium here before the earnings reaction as well, and resistance at 85. So 85 to 90 cents could be a potential landing zone for that. But we need to change that hourly trend. Bulls trying to get a double bottom going here off 95-cent support, and we'll look up to $1.05. We can break $1.05. Again, that is the line in the sand level. We can break above that, then the daily bounce will be underway. And again, we need to break the high of today. So the high was 104. We need to break 104 tomorrow and change the hourly trend to be confident that the daily bounce is underway. So ACB down, lost $10, down over 6%. And daily consolidation still underway. APHA down over 4%, daily consolidation bouncing off EMA 12. So we'll see if we can form a base of support there off of that EMA 12. And Cron down over 3%, looking to form a base of support here off EMA 12 as well. We did dip below that, but we had a little bit of a lower wick. And Trulieve saw a bull move today as well into the end of the day. So closed the day very bullish and bounced off EMA 26 support, looking to establish a daily higher low. Need to get over 39.55 as the all-time high resistance. If we get above that, we'll establish this new higher low here at $36. So congrats to the bulls. Taking a look at the bear list, so CXXI was down almost 10% today. So not surprising once we had that huge bull move. So we were up about 30%, over 30%. So not surprising to see us pull back, and pretty bearish candle there on the daily with a huge upper wick and a 5-minute downtrend into the end of the day. Taking a look at the hourly, so just looking for an hourly higher low here. So this could be a potential scale in opportunity. If you're looking to get in on CXXI, maybe you want to enter now, looking to bounce off EMA 26 support here on the hourly. Maybe you scale in, pick a little bit up now, then scale in around 123 or 118, and then set your stop below that. Depends what your plan is. So again, hourly oversold after a huge bull move could be a potential entry as well, looking for a daily higher low. So if we do see more daily consolidation and looking for a daily higher low tomorrow, we'll look to potential trade on hourly oversold. And take a look at the 5-minute. So 5-minute did get oversold, but didn't really get much of a bounce going. So I wouldn't really be relying on that one. Maybe 15-minute oversold will give us a bounce, but personally, I'd be waiting for hourly oversold or an entry here nearing 123 support. CWeb, green grow generation down 8%. So BFF down 7%. So we saw a pretty mixed bag across the board today. BAM was up over 5%. Vireo Health up over 13%. So a little bit of a mixed bag there today in terms of MJ, but obviously US MJ was the clear beneficiary today, with some names up over 10% in double digits. So congrats to the US MJ Bulls. That's pretty much all I have for you guys today. We'll just take a look at SPY here on the weekly. So the MACD stochastic still cross bullish. On the weekly moving averages, we're still well above. And on the daily, we're still well above. Daily MACD is looking to cross bearish though, so be on the lookout for that. But other than that, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. We'll continue to monitor stimulus and election results, and we do have jobless claims coming in tomorrow as well. So that'll be important as we have been seeing a downtrend in those numbers. So once again, thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth for another daily market recap, and we'll see you tomorrow after market close. Take care, everyone.